You've probably looked at your American Shorthair and thought, wow, that is one independent cat. They're not as dramatic as some breeds, not as clingy, not constantly demanding attention, but here's what most owners don't realize. Your American Shorthair isn't distant. They're communicating in quieter, more subtle ways, ones that scientists say is actually linked to secure bonding styles in cats. And if you know how to read them, you'll realize something surprising. They may be one of the most loyal, emotionally intelligent, and observant companions you could ever have. The problem is, their love language is easy to miss. So let's decode the familiar habits that make American Shorthair so unique, starting with one behavior nearly every owner has noticed but rarely understands. 1. They follow you but pretend it's a coincidence. You walk from the living room to the kitchen. A few seconds later, you hear soft paw steps behind you. You turn around, and there they are. But the moment you notice them, they stop. They look away, start grooming, or casually sit like they just happened to be there. Coincidence? Not quite. Feline behavior researchers describe this as proximity seeking, a quiet bonding behavior where cats stay near individuals they trust without demanding interaction. Unlike attention-driven breeds, American Shorthairs prefer shared space over physical contact. Why? Because in the wild, resting near another animal without tension signals deep environmental trust. It means they feel safe enough not to stay hidden. So, when your American Shorthair casually appears in every room you enter, they're not being random. They're saying, "I feel safest when you're nearby." But here's what makes this even more fascinating. Their version of closeness becomes clearer when you see how they react around strangers. 2. They observe guests like a quiet investigator. Have you ever noticed what your American Shorthair does when new people visit? Some cats panic, some hide, some run wildly through the house. But your American Shorthair? They find a high spot and watch. The top of a shelf, the stairs, the arm of a couch. From there, they quietly monitor everything like a tiny, furry security camera. This isn't fear, it's measured assessment. Animal behavior researchers have found that confident cats prefer observation before interaction, especially in unfamiliar social settings. It allows them to evaluate movement patterns, sound levels, and emotional tone before engaging. It's strategic, measured, intentional, and it reveals something many owners miss. Your cat isn't antisocial, they're cautious thinkers. But their calm watchfulness serves another purpose most people never consider. It satisfies an instinct deeply connected to how this breed survived for centuries. If you're already recognizing your own cat in these behaviors, tap the like button so more American Shorthair owners can find this video too. 3. Their nighttime zoomies aren't random chaos. You buy a new toy, you dangle it excitedly. Nothing. They stare at you like you've misunderstood something important. But later that night, when the house is quiet, sudden chaos erupts. Zooming down hallways, sliding across floors, pouncing on invisible prey. What changed? It turns out, quite a lot. Cats are what biologists call crepuscular hunters, meaning their natural energy peaks at dawn and dusk. A 24-hour activity study published in Animal Chronobiology showed domestic cats consistently display increased alertness during low-light hours. So those late-night sprints? They're not random bursts of energy, they're instinctive hunting rehearsals. American Shorthairs, originally bred for pest control and farm work, retain especially strong predatory play circuits. Their brains are wired to stalk, chase, and pounce, even if the prey is imaginary. But here's the part most owners overlook. Unlike attention-seeking breeds, they don't need an audience. The satisfaction comes from fulfilling instinct, not receiving attention. And that independence connects directly to another trait American Shorthair owners often misinterpret. 4. Their affection is gentle, never overwhelming. Some cats demand constant cuddles. Others insist on sitting directly on your face while you sleep. But the American Shorthair's affection is measured. They may sit beside you, but not on you. Sleep at the foot of your bed instead of your chest. Rest near your arm rather than climbing into your lap. To someone expecting dramatic affection, it can feel distant. But does that really mean they're distant? Actually, no. It's a deep sign of respectful bonding. Feline social studies suggest cats who feel secure in their bond don't rely on constant physical reassurance. Instead, they express connection through calm proximity. In multi-cat colonies, bonded cats often rest near each other without touching. Physical contact happens, but it isn't constant. Space, in cat language, is a sign of respect. So when your American Shorthair chooses to relax near you without climbing all over you, they're showing a form of affection rooted in trust. Choosing to rest near you without invading your space is their way of saying, "I trust you completely." They don't need to prove the bond, they already feel it. And that sense of emotional security becomes even more obvious in one daily pattern you've probably noticed. 5. They treat routine like an invisible contract. Feed them 20 minutes late? They notice. Change their favorite resting spot? They notice. Move furniture slightly? They definitely notice. American Shorthairs thrive on predictability. They are highly attuned to environmental patterns. Studies in feline cognition show cats build mental maps of predictable events, which reduces stress and reinforces territory stability. Routine equals safety. Safety builds trust. So when your cat reminds you very precisely that dinner time has arrived, they aren't being demanding. They're reinforcing the rhythm that makes their world feel secure. And here's something fascinating. Cats who rely on routine often form stronger bonds with the humans who provide that stability. But here's a question many owners never think about. Why do they rely so heavily on you to maintain that rhythm? The answer reveals just how closely they monitor your presence. If you love learning the hidden psychology behind your cat's behavior, consider subscribing. We explore the science and emotional side of feline life every week. 6. They're quiet, but always listening. American Shorthairs aren't known for excessive vocalizing. They don't meow endlessly for attention. They don't announce their every movement. But that silence doesn't mean disengagement. In fact, they're incredibly attentive. Acoustic recognition studies show cats can distinguish your owner's footsteps, voice tone, and movement patterns from strangers, even without direct visual contact. They're listening, processing, tracking. You might not even realize how carefully they track your presence. Then suddenly, when your emotional state shifts, stress, illness, sadness, they often appear without being called. No dramatic entrance, no loud announcement, just quiet companionship. This breed tends to bond through awareness, not noise. They stay close not to demand attention, but to offer stability. And that quiet emotional intelligence connects directly to their reputation for independence, a trait that's widely misunderstood. 7. Their independence is a sign of secure attachment. One of the most misunderstood traits of American Shorthairs is their independence. Yes, they can entertain themselves. Yes, they don't demand constant attention. Yes, they're comfortable alone. But independence doesn't equal emotional distance. Many owners assume independent cats are less affectionate, but attachment research suggests the opposite. Securely bonded animals don't panic when separated. They don't cling constantly because they trust reunion. American Shorthairs display what behaviorists call low-anxiety attachment. They're comfortable alone, calm when you leave, peaceful when you return. And their greetings? Subtle but meaningful. A raised tail, a slow blink, a relaxed walk toward you. Not dramatic excitement, but calm acknowledgement. It's their version of saying, "I knew you'd come back." That quiet confidence is a sign of deep trust. 8. They love high places for a reason. Cabinets, shelves, window perches. If there's a high vantage point in your home, your American Shorthair has probably claimed it. This isn't just about comfort. Height offers control and safety. From above, they can observe their environment without being surprised. It satisfies both their curiosity and their instinct to stay secure. But here's what many owners miss. When your cat relaxes in a high place while you're nearby, they're choosing a position where they can watch over their territory and keep you within sight. It's a subtle protective instinct, a quiet guardian role. And once you recognize that, their body language starts telling an even deeper story. 9. They express trust through body language. American Shorthairs may not constantly seek petting, but they speak clearly through posture. A slow blink across the room, turning their back toward you while resting, stretching comfortably in your presence. These are not random movements. In feline communication research, relaxed postures signal an absence of defensive alertness. A cat exposing their side or turning away is demonstrating environmental trust. They don't feel the need to guard themselves around you. For a species wired for survival, that's profound. It means your presence has become part of their safe environment. And safety to a cat is the foundation of every emotional bond. 10. They form deep bonds, just more quietly. American Shorthairs may not follow you everywhere or demand constant cuddles, but over time, something subtle happens. They begin choosing your side of the couch, your room over others, your presence over isolation. Bonding with this breed is like earning quiet loyalty. They don't rush emotional connections, but once formed, that bond is steady and enduring. They become lifelong companions who don't need constant interaction to feel connected. Just shared space, shared routines, shared calm. And many owners don't recognize it until years later. If you have an American Shorthair, you may not always see dramatic displays of affection, but what you have is something just as meaningful. A calm, intelligent companion, a quiet observer, a respectful presence, a loyal friend who shows love through trust, not theatrics. They don't overwhelm, they don't demand, they simply choose you again and again in small, consistent ways. And once you learn to notice those ways, you realize something beautiful. Their love was never loud, it was steady, and it was there all along. If this sounds like your cat, you're not imagining it. You're finally understanding them the way they've understood you all this time. And if you want to keep learning the hidden psychology behind your cat's behavior, subscribe and join a community of owners who truly want to understand their companions, not just care for them. Because to your American Shorthair, being understood is one of the greatest forms of love you can give. Tell us in the comments, which of these habits does your American Shorthair do the most?